Hey everybody, this is Robert from Merit Systems International, and it's the 17th of May 2021. This video is about the new and improved assessment score summary. This is a final product. There's not going to be any more upgrades or modifications to it. And I've patterned it after the ABCs of cognitive behavioral therapy, the ABCs of CBT. And there are 7 assessments that reflect the ABCs. You will see the first one is the home of origin inventory, which is the antecedent environment, the A. The beliefs are comprised of cognitive behavioral, personality spectrum, and personal portrait. And the consequences are QuikTest, addictions, and the anger issue. It's all laid out fairly simply, and all I wish to do in this video is explain a few of the scoring things that you will see. There are 3 colors. I've reduced colors. Before I was using 5. It's way too complicated. It's unnecessary complications as far as I'm concerned. And we'll deal with home of origins in a few minutes. The standardized scales, which you're familiar with, 100 being the average and 10 being the standard deviation. I have set the 70th percentile, which is 0.5 standard deviations above the mean, as yellow. And let me see if I can find one here. The fear of rejection here is 105. That goes from 105 to 110. 109 actually is the upper limit. So that's the first half standard deviation, and that's 70th percentile. So 30% of all people score at this range and above. That's kind of like your warning shot. The next one is 110 to 115, and that is 110 is a breach at 84%. The 84th percentile. And what's nice is, because this whole system is computerized, I can actually go out and pull out that 84th percentile and pull it in so it's dynamic. It's not figured and statistically stuck into a database. PSA is a dynamic score. There's thousands of records, and it's dynamically scored. So 110 to 114, 110 through 114 is going to be the 84th percentile and above. At 115 and above is the 94th percentile. And I haven't got any higher than that because, quite frankly, does it really matter that a person scores in the 94th percentile as opposed to the 96th percentile, or 97, or 98, 99? When a person scores in a deviated manner 96% higher than everybody else, or 94%, I think we're good enough. I think 115 is a good enough score there. So you see the bright reds, the pink or medium red, light red is how I've got it defined, and the yellow. Scores in the hundreds range, 80s, hundreds. Those are all the standardized scores. A couple anomalies here. One is cognitive behavioral. That score, as you see here, is between 0 and 10. So what I have done is arbitrarily, literally, set 4, 5, 6 as the moderate level, 7 and 8 as the warning level, and 9 and 10 as the danger level. And okay, that's the other one. Personal portrait, it's on or off, 0 points or 8 points. The most extreme scores, 8 is going to be 100%, 0% is going to be 0 points, and you'll get the notification here. So only 0 or 8 will score here. QuikTest has not scored here, but QuikTest is a 100 base scoring situation. So that's going to be the same as addictions and so on. Anger is also going to be the same thing. That's going to be a 100 base. And you will see yellow, light red, and dark red, or bold red for substantial scores. And if there's absolutely no score in the three methods of anger release, you're going to see this. You're going to see the probable alternate anger expression, and it says it appears that there may be a restriction in anger manifestation. This may include repressed anger, passive-aggressive, sublimated, fear of anger, or denial of anger. Denial of anger, sorry about that. And that will only occur, or that will only be seen if it scores. And the same is true here of codependency. Codependency scores at 105 and above. If it doesn't score or doesn't exist, you just simply will not see it. The cognitive behavioral is new to this scale, and I've cut that one in because it's important. It's part of the ABCs of CBT. And the last one to deal with, probably the most important to deal with, is the home of origin inventory. There are 4 color schemes here. The 3 I've already just discussed. The yellow, light red, and bold red. There's no bold red seen here. But then there's also white. You see the white scores, 50 and 46. All scores above 34, so 35 to 100 are considered to be significant enough for you to see, even though they have not reached a 70% level. Since this is standardized, these scores are standardized, you will notice that 57 presents itself as a 70 percentile, and 50 down here presents itself as an 84 percentile. That's because of the mean and standard deviation. I've chosen not to standardize these on the 100 scale because if you do that, 100 then would be average. We don't want to say that anyone has an average hostile home environment. 0 is the proper score here. There should be no hostility in a home environment. So the same thing with abuse and so on. There should be absolutely none of that occurs. No emotional issues, no parental neglect. None of that kind of stuff should exist. So a 0 score is the only real best score. But if we're looking at deviations, 57 is in the 70th percentile, and 50 is in the 84th percentile, meaning probably that it's a more serious issue or a more statistically significant issue. Go by the colors. That will give you a clue if you can. Otherwise, just realize anything that is highlighted here is an issue. If you have a color problem, I do understand that, and I know it's more prevalent than I realize. But it's also something that can't be dealt with here too easily. So just realize if anything appears, it has been deviated in some way, and that applies also to anything else here on this list. If it appears, it's deviated. If it doesn't appear, it's been left out. Only deviated items are able to be seen on this list. So that's about it for now. Look for more soon.